What's up guys? We are back with another cooking video, finally. I know you guys been wanting cooking videos. I think the last cooking video was the jambalaya video and that was over a year ago now. But we are back, we are making salmon today. This specific recipe is my wife's favorite recipe that I make. It's healthy and it feels and looks a lot fancier than it actually is. It's very simple to make, very fast recipe. I've actually never bothered to name this dish. It's always been, hey baby, do you want salmon? Hey, can you make salmon? We've never actually called it anything. So now that I'm here making a recipe video, let's just call it baked ginger salmon. And trust me fellas, if you want to earn brownie points with your lady friends out there, do yourself a favor, make this dish, because this dish has earned me major brownie points with my wife. So take notes. So let's get started with our marinade. We're gonna start with our fresh ingredients. We're gonna have some ginger, some garlic, and some green onions. The ginger, I'm gonna cut it into medallions. Maybe about like, oh, runaway piece. Let's do 6 medallions. So this dish that we're making, it does have an Asian inspiration behind it. Hence, the use of ginger. Green onions is a very popular Asian ingredient. All right, so once you have your ginger, dice it up. Alright, and we got ourselves a bowl here. We're gonna just toss everything we're cutting up into this bowl. Let's move on to the garlic. 3 cloves of garlic. We're gonna mince them just as small. Once we got that chopped up, we're gonna bring our garlic in. And speaking of Asian influence on this dish, I noticed that Asian foods have their own holy trinity, because in Cajun cooking there is the holy trinity: bell peppers, onions, and celery. For Chinese cooking specifically, I would say it's garlic, ginger, and green onions. Let's go with 2 spring onions. Chop off that part, chop it in half, stack it. Alright, once we got that chopped up, go ahead and add our green onions in. Get off my hands. Cool, now we got our fresh ingredients done. Moving on to the liquids. All right, so our first liquid will be sesame oil. Next, some soy sauce. To add some pop for our marinade, we're gonna add some juice of lime. And finally, we're gonna add some oyster sauce. 1 tablespoon of this for some sweetness. So you can balance it out with some of the soy sauce and the lime juice. All right, and let's go ahead, and this is what we got. This is our marinade concoction. Let's go ahead and whisk it up real quick. And just get all the ingredients worked in together. Oh, that smells great. And there we go, we got our marinade. I've already washed the salmon. We're gonna section it off in portions. Now the golden rule for making a portion size for salmon, it's the width of your hand. So if you can just put your hand down, this right here is the proper portion size for salmon. All right, what we're gonna do is put them back, organize them a bit. 2 by 2, there we go. And got this little tail, it's not worth much, but just throw it in here anyways. Let's make room for the tail, there we go. All right, so now that we got our fish cut up, we're gonna season this real quick with some salt and pepper, something very simple. Now be easy on the salt, just because we do have soy sauce in the marinade. And some pepper. All right, and finally, we're just gonna spoon on the marinade. You wanna just kind of work it in. I also forgot to mention that you want to utilize a dish that you can use to bake with. You can dress it up and then toss it right into the oven. Look at that. So now we're gonna preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and we're gonna bake it. All right, so now after you've put your foil on top to trap as much moisture in, we are now ready for the oven. 400 degrees, here we come. All right, so now with baked salmon, we want to bake this for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Now, some people like to eat salmon slightly rare. If you're going for that slightly rare kind of texture in your salmon, I would aim for 15 minutes. But for me, because I don't trust the salmon, it's not sushi grade, I'm gonna go 20 minutes. I'm going for more of a well done. But with salmon, you have to be very, very careful because you can easily overcook it. And when you do overcook salmon, it's super dry. It's almost as if you cook the flavor out of it. It doesn't taste as good anymore. So in the meantime, while our salmon is baking, we're gonna work on on a little garnish that I like to put on top. All right, so we're gonna take those leftover green onions. I have about 5 of them here, and we're just gonna dice it all up. All right, so once we have it all diced up, let's go ahead and toss it in our bowl. All right, and we're gonna just season this with a little bit of salt. Not too much, salt goes a long way in this. All right, so next, we're gonna start the fire. And then we wanna put about like 3 tablespoons of, I don't know actually, about that much. But yeah, we need some olive oil in here. Now the idea here is, and this is a trick that my mom taught me when I was a kid. We're gonna wanna heat this up until it starts smoking a little bit. And you're gonna be able to see the smoke. And once it gets hot enough, we're gonna take this and pour right on top of that green onions that we have over there. I've never seen this done in any other cuisine other than Chinese cooking. I don't know what it's called. The only thing I can call it is flash cooking. You know, it's like you're not really cooking these green onions. You're simply pouring piping hot oil on top of it, and through that heat, it's gonna sizzle, and that's it. I'm not too sure if you can actually see it in the camera, but I can see that my oil is already smoking. Let's go ahead and bring in the green onions, and we got our hot oil. Let's go ahead and just give this a nice mix and work in the green onions into the heat. Chinese chimichurri, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Bam, done. All right, so now when you're doing this green onion salsa thing, you're gonna want to be careful when you're heating up the oil, because I've learned this from experience. I let it heat up for too long, it's smoking, but I'm thinking, maybe just give it a little bit more, just get that really, really piping hot. Next thing I know, my entire kitchen's engulfed in flames. Not really, not the entire kitchen, but the pan that I'm heating the oil on, it's engulfed in flames, and I'm freaking out. Point is, the moment it starts smoking, take it off the burner so it doesn't get too hot and actually ignites, because that's a scary moment. The moment we've been waiting for. Oh, that smells good. Woo! That looks bomb. I'm gonna put this aside and let this rest. So this salmon's gonna be delicious. It looks perfect. It smells great in here right now. And add this little garnish on top. Out of this world. But to further complement this salmon, we're gonna plate it with some brown rice and some sauteed spinach tonight. And let's go ahead and whip that up real quick. Add some oil to your wok. And once it's hot enough, we're gonna go ahead and add some crushed ginger and some crushed garlic. And basically what we wanna do is just infuse this oil with the flavors of garlic and ginger. And it's optional, you can actually take the garlic and ginger out, but I'm gonna keep it in here just because I wanna really get that flavor into that spinach. And when you're stir frying or sauteing or whatever, you wanna make sure it's as high of a heat as possible. But the idea is to flash cook everything. You don't want to let it sit in its own juices and braise for too long. Go ahead and season it with a little bit of salt. So one last time. And there you have it, turn off the heat, stir-fried spinach. All right, so we start off with a little bit of rice. Nice little pile in the middle. Right on top. And then we're gonna bring our garnish in. Bam. And we got it. There is one happy wife. Have to taste test before the wifey gets home. Salmon's good, spinach is good.